Live from the MultiGP headquarters, this is MultiGP News.
This week on MultiGP News, the regional series wrapping up for the weekend. Find out the top pilots who qualified, plus a full recap of the race.
Then, these pilots are heading to the International Open. Find out how they're prepping up for the big event.
And we're taking you to the Lone Star State where we meet our featured chapter of the week. What's up, everyone? I'm Chris Thomas.
And I'm Frank Realize Mayday. All this coming up right after the break.
Welcome back to our Sunday edition of MultiGP News. Let's begin with our 2017 Regional Series update. Last week, we saw over 7 regional qualifiers come to an end.
And this week, several more qualifiers were held from all over the country. MultiGP News has a look back at all the action.
What a day to race for pilots who attended the Rumble at Riggs Fest in Urbana, Illinois. The folks at Riggs Brewery were celebrating their 1-year anniversary and not only sponsored but hosted the Central Illinois Drone Racers 3B qualifier last weekend. The other 2 big sponsors were Horizon Hobby and Falcon Hobby Supply, all teaming up to make this event possible. 28 pilots, some who traveled from Indiana, Chicago, and Indianapolis, coming together to race for their chance to earn their way to the 3B finals later this month. The pilots battled it out and the competition was fierce to say the least. Spectators watched the race in amazement as quads shot through the gravity gate, 3 or 4 at a time. After several intense heats and a smooth race all around, 28 pilots were knocked down to 13 who battled their way to the qualifying spots. Those spots going to Jacob Jaws Schneider, Anthony AK Numbers Coons, Adam HiFPV Kobitz, Kevin White Noise Lee, Chirag Shirag Chaudhry, Jared J-Rod Quillen, Matt Phased FPV Lovin, Chris Clyde Meyer, Cody Code Air Adair, Caleb Cato Schneider, Pete Probably FPV Holy, and Aaron Red Baron Shell. The top 3 pilots also getting a chance to snag some cash. AK Numbers taking in 3rd with $25. He's added yet another trophy to his stack from this year since he stepped up on the podium every race so far. Hife FPV coming in 2nd with $50, and J-Rod proving yet again that it's all about the lines, coming in 1st and taking home the top prize of $100. Horizon Hobby also had a raffle with over $1,000 worth of prizes, including their new Theory XL RTF, which went to lucky winner Hannah Rayo. Congratulations to all the pilots who earned their way to the regional finals.
For all your updated regional series information and a list of upcoming qualifiers or finals, head to multigp.com and click on the Drone Racing Championship tab. And we've got much more coming up. We're headed down to Texas, where we'll introduce you to our featured chapter of the week.
Plus, they're getting ready for the International Open. Meet some of the pilots who are heading to the big event. Welcome back. We've kicked off a new segment where we introduce you to our fellow MultiGP chapters around the country.
This week, we'll take you to the Lone Star State where we meet the Tier 1 chapter of the Northeast Dallas Speed Addicts. MultiGP News has their story.
We're heading down to the Lone Star State where we introduce you to chapter organizer Jay McKibben from the Northeast Dallas Speed Addicts.
We're about 2.5 years old. We started early on before really a lot of this took off.
McKibben attended a few races organized by Brian Banks from Dallas FPV.
Kind of started going to that and set up Northeast Dallas Speed Addicts.
After a few trips to those events, he quickly felt the need to kickstart a chapter on the east side of the state.
And over the last 2.5 years, it's just exploded. I think there's about 4 or 5 chapters in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
The Northeast Speed Addicts was created 2.5 years ago with 67 completed races under their belt. The chapter currently holds 194 members and over 1,200 in their Facebook group.
Facebook is our primary mode of communication. 99.9% of the information we put out is put out on Facebook. It didn't take us long to hit Tier 1. Again, we started early on, and so maybe there wasn't a lot of competition.
Mick Gibbon, who typically runs all the races for the Northeast Dallas Speed Addicts, owes most of the successful turnouts and smooth sailing races to those who lend a helping hand.
We have been very lucky with the amount of help and support that we've gotten, the amount of people that have donated their time and materials.
After a long day of racing, the track teardown is never much fun. Unlike other chapter organizers who say they hold out prizes until the cleanup process is done, Mick Gibbon has a different way of looking at the situation.
I don't really put a lot of pressure on anybody. I want people to be able to show up and play and take a break from regular reality. And so I don't really ask too much.
Without chapter organizers like Mick Gibbon, none of the races pilots attend would be possible. It's important to thank them for the hard work they put in and day out.
And the thing that I loved the most was sitting outside on a beautiful Saturday with the breeze, drinking a cold beverage. I think you guys are doing a great job. MultiGP is a global league now. I find it amazing that the amount of information that's probably flowing into a very small group of individuals. I don't know how you guys stay afloat.
If you would like your chapter featured in an upcoming episode, email us at news@multigp.com. Now, the International Open is going to be historic, epic, amazing. It's going to be the biggest event in the world, and we've got tons of pilots gearing up to be there.
We sat down with just a few of these pilots who explained to us how they're making this trip worth their while.
It's the first FPV event of its kind. The International Open set to go down with 5 full days of non-stop flying action from August 9th through the 13th in Muncie, Indiana next month. With over 150 pilots who plan to attend from all around the world, a mega layout of 8 FPV tracks in one location, and as many as 64 quads set to hit the air at the same time, this monumental event will go down in history.
I'm hoping to race everybody.
And excited to take in everything the International Open has to offer is 14-year-old Chance Freefall Hartman, who's gaining some attention of his own through his fast and consistent racing skills.
Everybody that I fly with is older than me except for my buddy. Mostly do simulator, but usually a week I get about, 10, 20 packs.
Chance thrilled for an opportunity to fly with some of the best pilots in the world at the big event.
It's going to be really, really awesome just to race one person, but I'm going to try to race with everybody there. I am really excited for that. I love going out to these really big races, and especially for this one, it's huge. You got a bunch of tracks you can fly, and I love especially meeting the people there. And what I learned from drone racing is everybody here is helpful, they're really nice, and it makes just for a better crowd.
Paul Nurkala, who just wrapped up a race with DRL, also pumped for the epic gathering. The Indiana native says he'll be working hard to hold down his home turf, showing pilots what real drone racing is all about.
At the end of the day, we all love each other. We're going to have a good time. And I think we all know that racing is really fickle, right? It's on any given day, one of these guys could be the fastest. It's really fun to just see how it plays out that day. There's a story in every heat, in every race, in every event.
For Paul, the sport of drone racing goes deeper than what is visible to the naked eye. It's not only a way to meet tons of amazing people, but it's a way of life.
That is the thing that I love the most about FPV. I mean, flying is awesome, racing is awesome, but the community, these people, they are what is the best. So if you can make it to events like the International Open or even just your local races, you will get to experience a taste of that, and you will fall in love with drone racing just as much as I have.
Max Baymax Dorsey has only been flying for a little over 6 months now, but has quickly grasped the concept of FPV racing and is flourishing as a pilot.
I started in around September, and now I started racing in February as my first race, and I was terrified. The 250 Pro by Vortex, and it was just average quad, but it was probably the coolest thing I've ever done. So now I have nothing else I can possibly do. This is the only thing I really care about. So.
Dorsey prepped up and ready to rock with over 6 quads already built and tuned for the International Open.
A little nervous. I'm not very good at building. I've only been doing it for 13 months, and I'm not very good with soldering or programming or anything like that. So I mainly have been building as many quads as I can.
He's hoping to get in as much flight time as he can during the event.
I think I have 7 built, 2 in progress, because I know if I get to Indiana and I break something, I'm not going to know how to fix it.
And finally, Manny FPV Fever Peenan, a Miami racer who currently flies with Team FPV Savages, says most of his teammates are booked and ready for the International Open.
Team FPV Savages, that's a little group we got down here in Miami, and fly with them almost every day. Some of the Savages have already booked some flights, and they already got the hotel booked and the car, so.
Although he's got tons of other priorities that may challenge him from attending the event, he says he'll do whatever it takes to get there.
I'm moving right now, and I got a lot of work coming up in the next few weeks, so trying to make it out to the International Open. I might have to hitchhike a ride or start walking with my little stick of clothes.
The International Open is definitely high on his list, but this FPV pilot is gearing up for something even bigger.
Man, Nationals, that's where it's at. I want to race Night Fury. I want to beat Night Fury. I want to beat everybody out there, so. Yeah. And if I can, at least I get to meet them.
Now, if you have a story and would like to let us know, please email us at news@multigp.com.
Coming up, a compilation of head-on quad collision videos in our Crash of the Week.
Stick around because you don't want to miss it.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for submitting your clips to be featured in our Crashes of the Week. I changed it to Crashes. You get that? Because it's more than one.
Yes, multiple. It's a quaddle of crashes.
A quaddle of crashes.
This week, we'll watch more compilation crash videos sent in to us by viewers like you. So roll that Crash of the Week.
Now, if you'd like your crash featured on an upcoming episode, email us your videos at news@multigp.com.
Pretty awesome crashes, right?
Yeah, they were awesome. I haven't seen them yet, but they're going to be be good when they make this video.
What do you mean? They're right up on the screen back here.
They were really good.
Those guys.
Those crashes we haven't watched yet, amazing.
Awesome. They're exploding, that's for sure.
Yep,
Look
exploding.
at that guy. I mean, he just...
It may not even be crashes. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of MultiGP News. It's not really all the time we have, but that's what it says on the script I'm reading to you right now. Don't forget to catch our show Saturday and Sundays on our MultiGP YouTube channel. It should be your first place to go when you go on the internet.
That's right, and all of your YouTube accounts should have the bell checked so it could ding about 10 times.
Yeah, the bell is a big, big thing.
Right, and we're aiming to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And finally, thanks for watching. I'm Frank Maynard.
And I'm Chris Thomas. I'm watching whether or not you share these videos, but thanks for joining us anyways.
He will shame you.
If you like this video, press the like button below, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in being showcased in the next episode of MultiGP News, please contact us at news@multigp.com.